about me being a Black girl in America. I believe with a healthy body, mind, and spirit, we can reverse the time of chaos like the fight with Scar and Simba and live in paradise. To fight for what's right is a war I'm willing to take. To live without fear is no mistake. God bless America.
That was during the time of massive resistance, and like I told you, it was called massive resistance. I told you I was a senior at Booker T in 1959, and I had already been accepted to go to Hampton Institute, and when I heard that the schools were closing, all the governor had closed all these schools, I said, oh my goodness, I'm not going to be able to go anywhere because they're going to close our schools.
Hi. Okay. My name is Trinity. I'm also a part of Teens with a Purpose. I've been with this program since my freshman year, and while I cannot be there physically, I am definitely there in spirit. I wrote a poem to Miss Lulu from the interview that we heard, and it was just very touching to me. Okay. To Miss Lulu. It's ironic they forced you to sit on the lawns to eat your lunch, not knowing that they were only getting you closer to the sky, subconsciously reminding you that it was your only limit. To coincide with those who hated you and yet held your head up respectfully, gave me the opportunity to interact joyfully with those who did not look like me. Thank you. Because of you, I can understand my history gratefully and interact with all people gracefully.
Why? That's all I asked and wondered for the past years. That's all I ask myself. Why does this happen to me? When I walk outside my house, I feel unsafe. Why does black men have to be shot by white cops, and why do black girls have to stay quiet? Why does this happen? And I wonder, what does it mean to be a black person with no worries? That's it.
For school. Well, somebody from my generation feels sad for the people what you were going through, and just throwing paper on me from the bus is nothing compared to somebody going to try to shoot you or hurt you. That's the part that's so sad about today's. And well, I won't go any further.
How kind of powerful was that? Like, Dr. Ruby grew up in days of segregation, and she's saying that she feels for you, Andre, for having to grow up in this atmosphere, and for these kids at the teen center. That's crazy.
Now, if I were red, how would I be perceived? Another mad Black woman, angry at the world? Yes, sure. A speck of dark excellence in a world of false positivity and rekindling of Black nativity, trying to repair our broken hearts like mechanics' hands permanently stained Black. There's also a sense of familiarity you feel when you see me. The image of my wet face as I shuffle past in shackles is branded into your brain. The sticky, blistering mountains on my back give you chills. The salty tears falling from my frightened eyes bring you guilt. You may have witnessed me hanging from the poplar trees. Ah, yes, that southern breeze. Eyes trying to escape the sockets, mouth twisted like a pretzel salted with my own tears. Yet I still managed to raise my right fist and look Mr. Oppression and Ms. Oppression right in the eye as we all mix and the rainbow slowly fades to gray. I remain defiant until my last breath. I hang my head and die. Thank you.
It was only about a century ago that this state was not just right. It took 13 whole years, and these strong people never gave up the fight. All they wanted was a school, a place for proper education. But racism still sadly is alive inside our nation. The school board was unfair. They didn't care. Black people need as much as you. But they were inspiring and strong, because they had their wings, and when the meteor hit, they flew. High into the sky, never looking down. 13 years it took. But these proud people finally got their school in VA.
been a violent week in Hampton Roads. Since last week, 18 people across the area have been shot. At least 5 of those shootings involved teenagers. One Norfolk organization says the pandemic exposed children to more violence, and they're working hard to help young people find their purpose. Eugene Daniel has the story.
I see you. I hope you will see yourself, because you're already valuable. You're already essential.
It's a message Deidre Love shares with her teens often. Love and her team work with hundreds of marginalized and underserved young adults across Hampton Roads through her program, Teens with a Purpose.
Helping someone realize their potential, supporting them, and it's already there. We know it's already inside of them. We get to now watch it come out.
The program teaches leadership and life skills through art and other activities like showing kids the ins and outs of running a community garden. For the teens, this has become a home away from home.
And even with, problems that you're like personal problems, is always someone here to help you get through that personal problem.
It's something they say is needed right now, not just for them, but for other teens. An outlet, a place to be themselves and where it's safe to grow. They are aware of what's going on in their communities and the violence involving other kids their age. Love said when the pandemic forced children out of school, it also exposed them to more violence.
There was no night and day for crime. Crime was anytime because everyone was off.
But these are stories she hopes more people hear, teens tuning out the noise for a different tune, discovering their potential. This group says the pandemic and recent violence highlights the importance of resources for young people.
And I would encourage any young person to seek out a place and people that will stand beside you and hold you up.
The teens also learn through activities like music and dance, and Love said that when she created it, she wanted to help teenagers find their purpose, their voice, and their power. In Norfolk, Eugene Daniel, 13 News Now.
Teens with a Purpose will host a summer camp for rising 7th graders to high school seniors starting next month. If you're interested in signing up, you can find out more info on 13 News.
You have about life, you have choices and decisions, and you have to make those good choices and decisions to make you successful. And at first, I wasn't making those good decisions at age of 13 or 14 or 15. So I came here and they just got me on the right track, and I'm doing good now. Graduated high school and everything.
We kind of step back and give young people the opportunity to take the lead on their life. We use art as that vehicle for change, so they get to redefine themselves through creating art. They get to tell their stories. They have the opportunity to be heard by people who don't normally listen to them. And it's really empowering and it's transformative, I think, for them. In the community that we sit central to, there are 5 public housing communities. There's a lot of violence and poverty in the surrounding areas. And so the young people, they need a space where they can exhale. It really gives them a place to reflect and grow and change and transform.
Without Teens with Purpose, I don't think I'd probably be here right now. I'd probably be like in jail or somewhere. Like without Teens with Purpose, like they really like brought me in and like, look, we're gonna make sure you stay positive because I want to see you grow to be a good person.
United Way saw all the potential inside of us. United Way saw the work that we have been doing, and United Way decided to invest in us so that we could do more. Not only did they come and pour something into us and into the work that we were already doing, they value what we do and know that we are feeding our community. And thank you is not enough. When I think of our young people, I think especially about this one particular sunflower that's growing in our garden. This one seed fell onto the pavement, found its way into the crack. That seed was not weeded, watched, watered, cared for. No one was looking at it. When I think about that sunflower, I see all of these boys and girls that many people have not fed into, haven't watered, haven't cared for, but they find their way to the sun. They're right in the garden. They're in the garden we call Teens with a Purpose, a beautiful garden where all young people have the opportunity to grow and to blossom.
The racial and economic disparities that have long existed in this country have only been widened by the coronavirus and amplified by the most recent acts of injustice. People around the world are coming together with greater urgency to demand action. At Bank of America, we know we all have a role to play to overcome the very real consequences of systemic racism and inequity. This includes individuals, governments, nonprofits, and the private sector. Racial equality and economic opportunity are deeply connected. That's why Bank of America has committed $1 billion over 4 years to address critical gaps in affordable housing, access to healthcare, employment and job skills, and the resources small businesses need to succeed. We can do more, and we need to do more now to further advance racial equality and economic opportunity for all.
Yes, yes. Into the second round, I need everybody to do a quick thing. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. Say, I am incredible.
I am incredible.
I'm ready for this next round.
I'm ready for this next round.
Yes, all right. So we're going to bring in the poets to kick off round 2. Let's hear it for Hampton Roads. Give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up.
Be reborn until your body is pretty. Everyone wants what they can't have. Grieves for the person they can't be. I find myself dreaming of a girl I don't recognize. I remember the first time I was reborn. Woke up to expectations down my throat. I choked, seeing my own identity. Shed my bare skin for a plastic body at 4. Disney sold me straight hair. I paid for it with chemicals and burns. Learned real hair was too nappy to fit under a crown. I'll perm it. Some noses are better than others. I wonder if the bridge of my nose is too long. I'll burn it, raise a new one from the ashes. I was 7 when I realized my lips were not as thin as they could be. I was 7 when I realized my lips were too thin. Mouth more important than the words I speak. I remember the second time I was reborn. I was 12 when I realized women are sculptures. A mannequin for the male gaze, a gaze that sees us too soon. Skin smooth and body hairless, a prize ripe for the taking, without my permission. At 12 years old, it's my job to prevent distraction, cover the goods, as if my collarbone would have boys barking. At 13, I struggled to shop for clothes in the summer. They criticize girls for the wardrobe they provide, yet side-eye the modest dresser as if our bodies belong to them. I remember the third time I was reborn. I was 14 when I struggled with my weight. 2 buttons clasping my stomach into my spine. Learned breathing is a privilege for skinny girls. My mom cries in front of mirrors and I reflect her. Clinically pick myself apart, rounded figure and large appetite. At 13, I crave to lose the weight of their stares. Mom and I go to Weight Watchers together. It's not an eating disorder, it's disordered eating. If you can taste it, you've had too much. You can live off crumbs. Measuring tape circles our thighs, our hips. Yet we can never measure up to the models. Manufactured insecurities. Companies sell you imperfections, make you the problem only they can solve. Break my bones and redesign. Future plans to pay for new parts, to stomach the sight of myself. Sculpted under a knife. Buy your happiness with a credit card and cosmetic surgery. Because what is my value if I'm not pretty? If beauty is pain, I don't know if I can bear it. I'm wasting away. Running after standards, I'm not just winded, I'm broken. Scattered fragments of who I used to be. I don't fit together anymore. Every season, a new trend is born. And my confidence dies. I am dying. We must be reborn again. But it will never be enough.
Hello, everyone. My name is Joan Osato, and I'm producing director of You Speaks in San Francisco. I first had the pleasure of meeting the organizations at the Brave New Voices International Youth Poetry Festival. Through that organizing, I got to know and meet and become really great friends with the leadership of the organization, including the beautiful, incomparable Deirdre Love, Richard, and Michelle. And in case you do not know, Teens with a Purpose is part of the National Network of Youth Development Organizations dedicated to using poetry as a tool for empowerment, for youth voice and agency, and for artistic expression. In other ways, I had the distinct pleasure of working on their incredible Fuse Fest and to create a template for community development and interaction. The festival has included world-class performances and mutual aid programs, feeding healthy, nutritious food to the neighborhood, as well as a host of other programs. Over the course of the pandemic, when safety of our communities was really in jeopardy, we've held Brave New Voices Youth Poetry Slam online. And this year, Teens with a Purpose was part of that huge success. This year, their team made it all the way to the Grand Slam finals, which is a huge accomplishment. And without a doubt, they were a favorite and much loved team at Brave New Voices. We also thank Teens with a Purpose for holding pre-events for Brave New Voices, including the kickoff event. On behalf of You Speaks, there's no adequate words to thank Teens with a Purpose for this. And I encourage all of you to continue to support the stellar work that they do and will continue to do in the future. I look forward to seeing the organization deepen and grow. We send all our love, and we encourage you to support the organization in any and all way possible. Thank you so much.
Hello, Hampton Roads. You all.
And I'm producing director of You Speaks in San Francisco. I first had the pleasure of meeting the organizations at the Brave New Voices International Youth Poetry Festival. Through that organizing, I got to know and meet and become really great friends with the leadership of the organization, including the beautiful, incomparable Deirdre Love, Richard, and Michelle. And in case you do not know, Teens with a Purpose is part of the national network of youth development organizations dedicated to using poetry as a tool for empowerment, for youth voice and agency, and for artistic expression. In other ways, I had the distinct pleasure of working on their incredible Fuse Fest and to create a template for community development and interaction. The festival has included world-class performances and mutual aid programs, feeding healthy, nutritious food to the neighborhood, as well as a host of other programs. Over the course of the pandemic, when safety of our communities was really in jeopardy, we've held Brave New Voices Youth Poetry Slam online. And this year, Teens with a Purpose was part of that huge success. This year, their team made it all the way to the Grand Slam finals, which is a huge accomplishment. And without a doubt, they were a favorite and much loved team at Brave New Voices. We also thank Teens with a Purpose for holding pre-events for Brave New Voices, including the kickoff event. On behalf of You Speaks, there's no adequate words to thank Teens with a Purpose for this. And I encourage all of you to continue to support the stellar work that they do and will continue to do in the future. I look forward to seeing the organization deepen and grow. We send all our love, and we encourage you to support the organization in any and all way possible. Thank you so much.
Hello, Hampton Roads. You all look so gorgeous from here. Thanks so much for joining us, either in person or virtually. And yes, it is time for a celebration. No joy like the joy that comes from being present and finding the beauty in everything. It is a beautiful thing, supporting these young people and teens with a purpose. Now, I know it sounds like I'm hooked on the theme for this year. Everything is beautiful. That's because I am hooked on it. And because today we are celebrating the 13th annual Everything is Beautiful Gala and MoveMaker Awards and Adam Haylock Scholarship Program. Now, I've been part of Teens with a Purpose since the beginning, almost 2 decades ago, and I have no plans of ever leaving them, and neither should you. What they've cultivated this past year is a real testament to why I and all of you continue to support and love Teens with a Purpose. They transitioned their program model multiple times, following the needs of the youth and families that really rely on them, providing support during the virtual school day with tutors, mentors, teacher liaisons, and after-school arts like enrichment, planting fig, peach, cherry, magnolia, and spruce trees in the half-acre community safe space called Purpose Park, distributing fresh produce grown by the hands of teens as part of a youth internship program where young folks from the surrounding communities earn money and gain skills in the green industry. We're even hearing they're installing a rain garden this fall. They take care of the people and the environment. We could go on, but that would ruin it all for you. You're going to witness this and so much more tonight, so I invite you to really connect, enjoy, and provide more support for Teens with a Purpose. Have a beautiful time, and I hope we're all together in your neck of the woods real soon.
Hello, my name is Michael Sorelli, and I am the founder of the National Youth Poet Laureate Program, and I'm really just honored and privileged to say a few words about Teens with a Purpose. This incredible relationship spans many years, and it goes back to when our organization, Urban Word in New York City, decided that we were going to expand what was then a singular Youth Poet Laureate program in New York City to one that we could reach cities across the country. What we did internally was identify 12 organizations in our first year that we believed not only had the capacity to do this work, but also shared the same values, ones that wanted to elevate youth voice and also celebrate young people at the forefront of artistic excellence, social justice, youth leadership, and civic engagement. And of course, these are the qualities that Deirdre Love and her team cultivate every day with the young people that they work with. So it was a no-brainer to partner with them in our first year as we expanded this program across the United States. Now we're in over 75 cities, and we've reached everywhere from Carnegie Hall to the presidential inauguration. And we couldn't do it without organizations on the ground like Deirdre's that are doing this work day in and day out. So Teens with a Purpose is an organization that we are very proud to work with, and we consider them family. This past summer, the US State Department commissioned a poem to commemorate Juneteenth. And we had submissions from Youth Poet Laureates from all over the country to be part of this opportunity. And they chose an incredible poet from Teens with a Purpose named Diana Askew to commemorate this important day. This poem was broadcast all over the world, and it was just an amazing testament to the work that's being done day in and day out by Teens with a Purpose. So thank you for this opportunity, and I hope everyone who's hearing this can support the work of this incredible organization, because they're really doing the work and they walk the walk. Thank you all. Peace.
Greetings, my name is Ayana Askew, and I'm a 17-year-old senior from Norfolk, Virginia. This is my original poem entitled Invisible Freedom. I once read that hope is the thing with feathers. Its resilience is able to weather life's storms, the waves that form and come crashing on African shores, sweeping us away into the ocean of sorrows created by the salty tears of our ancestors, by the incessant rain of the white man reigning supreme, but somehow, instead of drowning, they treaded on their hopes and their dreams as they journeyed to America. Their crowns of royalty became crowns of thorns. Their broken backs became America's backbone, taken from their home and thrown into bondage was Khomeini. 18 years old, 59 inches, arrived in 1819 on the slave ship Juanita. Jose, a little girl only 24 inches tall, a little baby still learning to crawl. History was not written in stone, which is why the grave stones were often unmarked. was written in the scars our bodies use as whipping posts, found in the blood shed on American soil. They try to break up our history, but the truth will always bleed through. We can't erase pain because it was never written in pencil. But not only must we remember the pain, we must remember the strength. We must remember the thing with feathers that reminds us that after a storm comes a calm. After a rainy day, the sun will peek through the clouds, shedding light on our future. Hope became an eternal flame, sparked by the heartfelt freedom song sung despite captivity, sparked by June 19, 1865, when Texas ended slavery and all enslaved people were free, sparked by the shouts of Jubilee echoing across the United States, sparked by the strength and the resilience that it took for Harriet Tubman's feet to go from running from slave masters to walking into freedom, sparked by Phyllis Wheatley's words, setting the stage for me to walk on. But like Minister Louis Farrakhan said, emancipation is freeing a bird into America's cage, but hope is the explanation for why the caged bird still sings, why the grass can push its way through the concrete, why the blues was born through the bellies of sadness, and why I, Black girl, can live in the world freer than they could ever imagine. I once read that hope is the thing with feathers that is able to weather life's storms. So on this Juneteenth, look down and see that we stand on the wings of phoenixes. And even in the midst of our jubilee, let's be grounded in the roots of history and not wait for freedom to be bestowed, but rather to bestow upon ourselves the true freedom of our mind, spirit, and body. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Deirdre Love. I'm the founder and executive director for Teens with a Purpose. Teens with a Purpose started a very long time ago. Back in 1996, we were an AIDS ministry at the Basilica of St. Mary's, and I was the coordinator for the ministry, and it was always teens empowering other teens. On paper, the mission says to empower young people to use their voice, creativity, reflection, and action to affect change in their lives, their peers, and in their communities through the arts and peer-led programs and events. In my heart, our mission is to lift up young people so they can hold the whole rest of the world in their hands.
Hello, my name is Asia Caraballo. I'm 19 years old, and I'm one of the performing artists and peer leaders for Teens with a Purpose. Teens with a Purpose has been like such a huge part of my life, and especially since I started like from my beginning of the singing journey until now, being a young adult. They just provided me with so many opportunities for growth and to do so many awesome things that I would have never done otherwise. And just a constant support. They're just so great at what they do, uplifting teens and helping you go through life and learning how to deal with real life situations and to interact with people, how to care for your community, all the things that we could use more help with as teens in this generation. And they're doing a really awesome job with that. I'm like the most grateful for them.
The idea of Purpose Park was introduced by one of the teens, and he lives in the community that our center is central to. He said, they call me Mama D. He said, Mama D, why can't we have grass? And he was referring to a half-acre gravel lot that sat right across the street from us, and the fact that the public housing that he lives in, there aren't trees and flowers, and we have a small garden in our backyard, and he wanted to see that grow. Hampton Roads Community Foundation has really been a great support for our organization and for me as an executive director running this nonprofit. Their funding helps fund the teen staff that we have here and also some of the adult staff. And some of the teen staff work in Purpose Park, managing the garden. They're called Hip Turns, horticultural internship program for teens, and it's an incentivized program. Their funds help do that. We get a lot of training in development as an organization. So professional development and coaching is available to us through Hampton Roads Community Foundation. They really hold us up and wrap their arms around us. It's more than the funding, it's that community space and collaboration that they create and the support for the development of the organization, not just in funding programs, but in supporting people, from the young people who work for us all the way up to the administrative and executive staff that develop this program and keep it sustainable and available to young people year round.
Hi, I'm Mr. Muhammad. I've been volunteering for Teens with a Purpose for over 10 years. Y'all about to be introduced to some amazing move makers, so please put on your seatbelt. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Michelle Sims, and I am an administrative director here at Teens with a Purpose. I want to thank you for joining us tonight as we celebrate Hampton Roads teens crowning achievements through the MoveMaker Awards and Scholarship Program. So you may be asking yourself, what is a move maker? Well, a move maker is a young person who has persevered in spite of adversities that may have held him or her back in the past. They come from all over Hampton Roads. These young people all deserve celebration. Some of the young people nominated for this award have never been celebrated in this fashion. This would be their first time dressing up and attending a lavish event where they are the true VIPs. Winning the Haylock Scholarship provides them with a monetary award, helping them advance their aspirations. And this year, we have had such a wonderful response from individuals and organizations who wanted to donate to the fund. The fund affords us the opportunity to provide scholarships and monetary gifts to more than the top ranking inductees. Later this evening, there will be a scholarship presentation where you can learn more about that. Again, to all the 2021 Move Makers, we see you. We celebrate you along your journey. Keep shining and being a light. Congratulations to the 2021 class of Move Makers.
Good evening. I'm Vivian Oden with the Hampton Roads Community Foundation. My colleague, Linda Rice, and I are honored to congratulate and celebrate Trinity Lloyd. After reading your story, we are in awe of your perseverance and tenacity. You took the challenges that you faced and turned them into something beautiful, a new you, one we describe as brave, courageous, an overcomer, and a striver to achieve. You have overcome great obstacles, and you are to be applauded for keeping the faith and continuing to seek the best for yourself and others. You are just an awesome person.
Hi, Trinity. Your love for music and art intrigued me. I too enjoy both music and art. I know how it feels to express your emotions through music, producing chords with harmonious tones and changing the dynamics of music as you play louder, softer, faster, slower. Whatever the day brings, music is your friend. Through art, you express yourself through broad strokes or very fine detail. While creating beauty for others to enjoy, you can express your highest highs and your lowest lows. You, Trinity, make our world more beautiful through your creativity and your joy of the creative arts. On another note, I recently heard about shadow leaders, and it sounds to me like you are one of them. You get things done, you look for how you can help, but you don't need to be in the limelight and you don't need the recognition. You are special, and you have an internal strength that allows you to lead by example. There is no better leader than one who can lead by example.
Trinity, like you, I love to learn. Learning from each other and about each other makes our world a better place. Not only do we gain from learning, Through learning, we can become what we never imagined or dreamed of becoming. Keep on reading, striving, gaining knowledge. Shine your bright light into the community and watch your world grow.
We are both so pleased that you chose to be a part of Teens with a Purpose, where you are able to use your creativity, your love of people, and your willingness to learn to make your world a better place. Tonight, we rejoice with you and are thrilled that your journey continues. Congratulations on your award, and we are cheering you on and wishing you the best and the brightest future.
Peace, what's going on? This is Terrence Muhammad, better known as TC, and I'm in this great city of Norfolk. Yo, Antonio Watts, I came all the way to Norfolk just for you, to honor you for being a move maker. Yes, I'm here because, at this scope, we want to make sure that you understand the scope of your reality. The scope of your dreams as high as you want them to go. You can do anything that you want to do, and tonight, you are that move maker, right? Antonio, we understand that we all had a lifestyle. We all had a way that we had to come up, and you climbed your way up. You struggled, you fought. But not only did you make it up, you also are here to give others an opportunity to make moves too. So, when you're a move maker, you pave ways to help others move. So in this beautiful city that I'm in, I feel good because I'm here, and I'm here with you, Antonio Watts, for this night to celebrate you for making the moves necessary to change your life and change others. And we're thankful for you. And we honor you on this night for being one of those move changers that's starting young and was going to impact not only this city, but you're going to impact the world. So keep moving. Don't stop. Keep moving. Don't stop. Can't stop. Won't stop. Peace, and I'm out, y'all. Enjoy the night, Antonio.
Future Williams, I'll never forget when I met you 6 years ago. You were in my first poetry club. That mischievous grin, that sly sparkle in your eye. You were such the pleasant challenge. You were always thinking fast. You kept your teachers on your toes. You made us really innovative. You were always so smart and cunning, definitely cunning. You carried a lot of hurt from losing your mom, but you always had such good people in your corner, and you never lost sight of that, and you never took advantage of that. Instead of submitting to peer pressure and negative influences, you made choices to stand out. When you could have gotten lost in your hurt and anger, you applied yourself in things that made you happy. You were always quite the risk taker, even if it was risks that we preferred that you not take. But look at you now, beating the odds and not just surviving, but being extraordinary. You're mentoring and tutoring at school. You're taking leadership roles as football captain. You're learning new things like photography. And you're doing all this while keeping your grades up and being there for your friends and family. When I heard that you were a nominee for a Move Maker, I knew that it wasn't a mistake, and I wasn't surprised. You deserve the spotlight. You deserve the sun. Keep on shining, future. Keep on soaring. I'm rooting for you.
So, for right now, this is what I'm gonna do. In the hook, there's a part that says, I gotta stay out of trouble. So I'm gonna point at y'all, and we're gonna say all that together. Can we try it? So I'm gonna give y'all the instructions one more time. We're gonna point, and we're gonna say, I gotta stay out of trouble. All right, so we're gonna do it. 1, 2, 3. I gotta stay out of trouble. Ooh. Should we do it one more time? They might. Let me try this out real quick. 1, 2, 3. I gotta stay out of trouble. All right, everybody, I ain't gonna help y'all this time. 1, 2, 3. I gotta stay out of trouble. Oh yes, come on, Bino. Come on, Bino. Hey yo, y'all welcome Bino to the stage. Oh, man.
I gotta stay out of trouble. I gotta stay out of trouble. I gotta stay out of trouble. 406 feet deep. I gotta stay out of trouble. From actually get born in the streets. I gotta stay out of trouble. Mom woke up, said she had a dream. I gotta stay out of trouble. Things ain't what it seems. I know a lot of people in the streets that love to sip their lean. I know a lot of people in the streets that's really crack fiends. I know a lot of people in the streets that love to shoot them things. I know a lot of people in the streets that love to shoot them things. Point is, I wanna live my life. All these girls smoking weed, man. You already know, but it ain't my type. Post up on Saturday night. Gotta walk to school. Take care of me at night. Gotta carry me at night. Gotta carry me at night. I gotta stay out of trouble. 406 feet deep. I gotta stay out of trouble. From my ass to get poor in the streets. I gotta stay out of trouble. Mom woke up, said she had a dream. I gotta stay out of trouble. I can't be on the block. I can't be aggravating these cops. I can't be trying to sell these rods. I can stay on this block. When I was 4, I was looking at my Tommy. When I was 5, I thought some crackheads with some zombies. When I was 12, all these girls stayed on me. When I was 12, I had a niece named Kaylani. Go Kaylani, shout out to Kaylani. That's my little niece. Shout out to Kaylani. I gotta stay out of trouble. 406 feet deep. I gotta stay out of trouble. For my actually get poor in the streets. I gotta stay out of trouble. Mom woke up, said she had a dream. I gotta stay out of trouble. Things ain't what it seems. I gotta stay out of trouble.
She died just days before she was to get vaccinated. 17-year-old Shawanda Corprew was a Booker T. Washington High School student. Today, the health department and the group she belonged to, Teens with a Purpose, wants to make sure no more young people die from the virus. 10 News Side's John Dowding joins us with more. John.
Well, Tom and Anita, today's vaccine pop-up clinic is only one of a dozen or so examples of the work Shawanda and her peers from Teens with a Purpose did the last year. They've handed out masks or hosted testing events, amongst other things, since the start of the pandemic. The goal is to inspire others to get the shot while carrying on the work Shawanda and her friends started. Tina House says she was on the fence about getting vaccinated for a while, but learning about Shawanda's passing changed her mind.
The young lady that passed away, I grew up with her mother, and it just touched my heart.
She came out to a vaccination pop-up clinic at Purpose Park in honor of Shawanda to protect herself, her loved ones, and gain some of her freedom back.
I feel great now because I feel like I can do a little more than I was normally doing than just staying in the house, going to the grocery store and the doctor.
Shawanda was a member of Teens with a Purpose, whose members honored her legacy with a mural. Those who knew her say she had a beautiful light and was passionate about her community.
She was a person that she would just jump in and help without you even asking her. Although she was quiet, she was a strong young lady. She was just so beautiful.
The clinic, put together by Teens with a Purpose, the Department of Health, and the City of Norfolk, carries on the work Shawanda and her peers started to help the community at the beginning of the pandemic.
We want to be ambassadors and advocates, since people know us and people know our organization and they've seen our faces in the community. It's important for us to be out here, promoting this so that they can come and protect themselves and their families.
I feel good about it. I got a good feeling, and I hope everybody, that's on the fence, come on out and get the shot.
Organizers say they hope to hold other vaccine clinics like this one for the community in the future. There's a number of other vaccination clinics going on across Hampton Roads. We have more information on the closest one to you over at wavy.com. John Dowding, 10 on your side.
Hello, everyone. I'm so happy to see you all. I'm Deirdre Love, and many of you call me Mama D. Thanks for joining us. In this moment, we'd like to celebrate our honorary Move Maker of the Year, Shawanda. Shawanda is an angel with us now. She had a radiant, wonderful life that we all had the opportunity to be a part of. Shawanda's one of the reasons we themed our gala and our year, Everything is Beautiful, because in the times we're living in, there are moments that don't seem beautiful, that are dark even. But in those moments, there's this beautiful, radiant light that we need to be present with. Shawanda is one of those radiant lights. So in the next few minutes, sit still and enjoy and celebrate the life of Shawanda, our 2021 honorary Move Maker of the Year.
Before we move on to introducing you to some more MoveMakers, Asia and I have a song and a poem that we'd like to share with you. Asia's song and my poem will be a part of the short film entitled, wait for it, trust me, Everything is Beautiful, one of TWP's original productions. It's a celebratory film about 5 people from the Tidewater Garden community here in Norfolk. So sit back and enjoy the vibrations, and we'll see you soon. Much love.
I can see it on your face, darling. I can hear the cruel thoughts in your mind telling you you're not worthy. Don't let them in, don't let them in, don't let the doubt hold you down and break you apart. You are much more than the world's told you. You are worth more than gold, your priceless work of art. I know it's so easy to lose who you are and say they fed you lies, but I see the real you. I see the truth. God will never leave your side. No, you are precious in His eyes. Do you believe this in your soul? That you are worth more than you know. Darling, when will you realize you hold more power than the tide? If you could only let it flow, you were stronger than you show. Oh, 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 and I know how it feels when poison your perception of yourself. They make you feel less than. I know how hard it is to drown them out. If you believe the lies, you'll be lost inside like a prisoner held captive in your own mind, triggered at a moment's notice, and you yourself don't understand why. And I've seen just how they get to you. I can't stand by and watch them cut through you. 'Cause that was me too. But God has never left your side, because you're precious in His eyes. Must believe this in your soul, that you are worth more than you know. Darling, now do you realize you hold more power than If you could only let it flow, you were stronger than you show. Ooh, oh, ooh, God is always by my side because I'm precious in His eyes. I now believe this in my soul, that I am worth more than I know. My demons can't face me eye to eye. They know the power I have inside. I just need to let it flow, 'cause I am stronger than I show. I am brave and bold and high. Have a fire burning bright. I feel it deep within my soul. I wanna let it take control. Be proud of where you are. Despite all the trauma, you've come this far. And all this goes to show how you're stronger than you know. Ooh.
Y'all give it up for Asia one more time, man. My name is Andre, or Testimony. All right now. What up, man? I'm the creative program manager at Teens with a Purpose, and I'm going to share a poem with you. Home has never been encased in drywall, never had deadlocks on its door, window AC units, never had a growing Norfolk skyline peering into its bedroom. Home doesn't have lights that don't work when you need them. Home isn't the hood. It can't be. Real shelter isn't store-bought. Homes can't be Lego models set up and knocked down. Homes can't float away when it rains for more than an hour. It can't be. None of it's organic. Doesn't give life, just boxes it in. Home is the mother who found her way here from the Philippines. Home is the blood spilled all in the name of your little brother. Home isn't the hood. Home is the experiences you had living in it. Home isn't one-sided. It's staying up until 2 a.m. under the watchful eyes of our elders. Home is the candy lady. Home doesn't have an address, but it has a soul. Home is Coach Austin. Home is Damani Wiggins. Home is Paul Knight. The park mama, the miracle of two parents in one household. Home has memories. It smiles when you talk about them. The building is only a mirror. It longs to sit around a table and have dinner with you. The building
can't help a gunshot victim. Home is the one telling that brother to fight for their lives. Gangs form when homes are broken. Is it the wrecking ball or the system held responsible for the demolition? Home doesn't have red tape, it has compassion. Home doesn't happen overnight. Home is healing together, loving each other, sharing stories, ducking gunshots, relocating, smiling at the thought of your future. Home is each beating heart dwelling in the projects. Without the people, Tidewater Park would only be drywall, bricks and mortar, window AC units, deadlocks on your door, lights that don't work when you need them. We're the ones that made it beautiful. We're the ones that made it home. Thank you.
All right, let's give another hand for Asia and Andre. Good evening, everyone, and thank you to all of you who are watching us virtually. My name is Stephanie Walters, and I'll be your host for the evening. And tonight we're here celebrating beauty because everything truly is beautiful, especially here at Teens with a Purpose. At this time, I would like to invite to the stage Deidre Love, who we affectionately call Mama D, the Executive Director and founder of Teens with a Purpose.
Hello, family. Hello, MoveMakers. Scream for yourselves, please. Thank you, everybody, for being here tonight. Thank you in the interwebs for being out there with us. This is a really special moment for all of us. Last year, we were 100% virtual, and we were 100% happy to be virtual because we were happy to be alive and well and together. Yes. So, yes, real talk. And so this year, we get the opportunity to share the physical space and the virtual space with you all, and that means the world to us. I just have a few words and thoughts that I want to plant in everybody's hearts. So Teens with a Purpose every year has this amazing celebration for MoveMakers. And MoveMakers, as Michelle said in her recorded message, are young people who are persevering through difficulties. They fall, they get back up, they're getting through. And we all know this past year, every young person could be a MoveMaker. Everybody's gone through this pandemic together. We also know that close and personal to us, yesterday, right outside our door, there was a mass shooting, and moms were killed and children were watching. And so there's no moment when tragedy isn't happening, but in every moment, we have to seek out the beauty. We have to find reasons to celebrate. Like, we are here. We made it through things that other people didn't make it through. Please, like, take that time. Yes, clap for being here. And the last thing I want to say before we move the program on is, for the thousands and the hundreds of thousands of MoveMakers we will never meet, or will meet in passing, for all those young people who deserve recognition. They may not be the big star on the football team or the scholar getting the highest grades, but they're going through life and they're tackling things that you or I would really struggle to go through. Just for a moment, I just want a moment of silence for all of them, because you guys, you all represent all of them. You are standing in for yourself and for every other MoveMaker who's not getting an award today. So just for a moment, just for 5 breaths, just for them. Now clap for yourself.
So we're here tonight for a celebration, and what we're all really here for is to meet our MoveMakers. Y'all ready to meet the MoveMakers? All right, so at this time, I'd like to bring up our presenters who will be introducing you into the 2021 MoveMakers class. We have Malcolm Jones from Communities and Schools of Hampton Roads, Jared Bruni, Director of United for Children for United Way Hampton Roads, and Lloyd Caldwell, Mechanical Engineer and TWP Volunteer.
Hello, everybody. All right, so this individual has a smile that can light up every corner of Booker T. Washington High School. They have overcome so much, rising up through very humble beginnings, dealing with insecurities of core and basic needs. But despite this, they have embraced a spirit of stewardship, continuously giving back to others, even in times when his own supply was low. Whether being a strong individual to his siblings, tutoring his fellow football players, leading on the football field, volunteering his time and wisdom, giving amazing advice, or giving back to his community, Daryl continues to be a cornerstone and a pillar of success for the youth around him and his surrounding community. Let me introduce to you Daryl Kobe Boone.
Well, it's an extraordinary honor to be here with you tonight, and I'd like to give special recognition to our MoveMaker, Gala. Now, let me tell you about Gala. And when I say this, I think about all of the MoveMakers. Well, what does it mean to be a MoveMaker? It's more than motion. It's about flow. It's about action. It's about intention, and it's about outcome. Now, when Jayla first came to Teens with a Purpose, she had overcome something very serious. It was a fire that affected her family. It's one of the greatest forces of nature that any of us will come up against. And how did she answer that? Well, she said she came here to help others. She became a hip turn, the horticultural internship program. She answered that fire with water. The answer to destruction is creation and life and growth. Jayla, all the MoveMakers are special, but what's really struck me about your story, the time I've been familiar with it, is your courage. Courage is something that comes from our heart and also from our head. We can all be brave from time to time, right? But courage is a choice. Courage is to answer adversity and to answer fear and to stand up and say, I'm worth it. You've committed yourself to service. And I guarantee, and I say this with the utmost confidence, that this is the first of many awards you will receive. And we are so very proud of you. Dale Calaveras.
Good evening, everyone. How you doing? My name is Lloyd. TWP in the house. Everybody looks good tonight. Hey, give yourselves a round of applause for being here tonight. This is how the community is supposed to be, supposed to step up to the plate. Okay, so I am a mentor slash tutor for TWP. I've been doing it for like a year and some change. And it's so funny how I did not know that year and change ago that I'd be here today. So I just want to let you know that, you might not know your journey, but God has specific purpose for you. Purpose. So with that being said, I'm going to introduce a personal team of mine that I see every Saturday, works hard in the garden. His name is Darius. Where's he at? Come on, Darius. There you go. Yeah, when I shout out this guy, I want y'all to listen to something because it kind of sort of applies to you. But Darius, I just want you to listen to this, man, because I'm not reading this for anything. It's just come from the bottom of my heart. Okay, so when I first met you, you were about, kind of introverted to yourself, and you didn't really participate. You was kind of like aloof, gone somewhere else. But as time went on, I think you built a trust, and and you knew that we love you, and we always love you, and we stand beside you. And no matter what circumstances you go through, whether wherever you're at, just know that you got backing, brother. You know what I'm saying? You're chosen, you're selected, you're here tonight for a reason. So just give a little past history. So Darius came from a hard background, only child, and he was confronted with gang activity and all that, but he went the other way. And the thing about it is that it's so hard in this world, especially today, to be your own person, to be your own self. And I thank God that you are an individual. I want you to never forget who you are and what God intended you to be, my brother. You understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? You're selected, you're chosen from the Most High. So tonight I just want to say thank you, man. I thank you for being a part of this Teams with a Purpose. And I just want you to know that there are billions of people in this world, but there's only one Darius Anderson. That's you, player. All right. Thank you.
Congratulations again to Colby, Jayla, and Darius. Let's give them another round of applause. All right, so we've got some more MoveMakers, and at this time, I'd like to introduce Captain Renato Aponte from Norfolk Police Department, Hans Vons Kruger, Senior VP and Market Executive at Bank of America, and Norfolk Deputy City Manager Lavoris Pace.
How's everybody doing this evening? My name is Captain Aponte. I'm with the Norfolk Police Department, and this has been one of my biggest assignments, and that truly comes to the heart. I'm in charge of public relations and community engagement. I met Deidre back in 2017 when I was a lieutenant, and the work that you teams do is just amazing. So I just we can't stop giving you enough round of applause. Give yourself a nice round of applause for that. In my 21 years with the police department, I've seen a lot of tragedy. I've seen a lot of violent crime, and I've seen a lot of stuff that I wish no one would have to see. But when I get to work with the youth, it's so amazing, because what I tell Deidre all the time, if through our work, working together, partnering, we can change the ending of the movie, then we definitely did something great in this world. So if we could just serve one person, we definitely did a lot. Our MoveMaker that I'm responsible for presenting today is Salma. Based on your story, I could relate a lot, because a lot of times people judge me by what I wear. They see me either in a blue shirt or wearing a gun, and they automatically think I'm on the other side and I'm against you. But that's not necessarily true. So I applaud your hard work, your dedication, and I know that it's hard, but I just want you to know that you have the backing from the city of Norfolk, Teams with a Purpose, and a lot of great people in this room today. Give her a nice round of applause.
Good evening. My name is Hans von Kruger. I'm with Bank of America, and I'm here to introduce Jalen Samuel. So I had a different speech prepared, but as a product of a latchkey kid generation, myself, being resilient was a requirement, something we had to do. Whether it was knowing how to make our own supper each time we came home from school, figuring out our homework ourselves, or maybe just grabbing a basketball and going to the local church to play basketball all night, well, until it got dark and we had to come back in. We had to be resilient to survive. Although my story growing up as a latchkey kid isn't quite the same as Jalen's, when I read Jalen's story, it absolutely resonated with me. I recall saying to myself out loud, wow, here's a young man who's been absolutely resilient. He's overcome so much already. Jalen, you're already on stage. Great. Congratulations. You've overcome some pretty significant hurdles. Earlier today, I was sitting in a lecture, and I was reminded of something that my high school religion teacher, Father Cummings, shared with all of us. And he taught us how to embrace a growth mindset. And embracing growth mindset, there are 3 P's of a priority of a growth mindset. It's priority, potential, and then paying it forward. I want to tell everyone in the audience a little bit of a story about you, Jalen, about how you're already embracing a growth mindset. So, priorities. Jalen took a different approach in how he had to overcome some of his personal priorities, right? So he overcame having an absentee father and focused on finding a family outside of his immediate family. And that's all of you. That's Teens with a Purpose. We heard it just a moment ago about how you have a family here, and you've identified with them, and you've developed that family relationship and a bond that'll probably be with you forever. You've overcome challenges around ADHD and how to overcome some learning behavioral challenges, and you've excelled academically. You've created a priority to no longer focus on trying to be accepted, but accepting others. You used to fight, right? I understand, I remember that. I used to have to do that too to go to school. It's amazing having to be the only one in a private school taking a public school bus amongst kids who didn't believe that you belonged there. I understand what it means to fight, and you overcame that, and now you're standing up for others who are having to go through that. Jalen, we're going to move on to potential because you have a hell of a lot of it. Jalen, you've learned that you can still be great in anything you set your mind to, regardless of not having a father around. You learned you still have people who can see the greatness in you and love you unconditionally. You've learned you can change yourself and not worrying about changing others. We've already talked about how you excel academically. You're a successful percussionist, I understand, playing the drums in the steel pan. Congratulations, I wish I could do that. You're so successful that you're a drummer for the Virginia Arts Festival Rhythm Project. Good job. And you're a member of your high school band and drum line. Congratulations. Let's talk about that last P, paying it forward. You're active in your church ministry, I understand. Nice, so am I. There's another family for you right there. You're a hip turn in TWP, right? You help others understand how they can improve who they are as an individual, and you also support Purpose Park. You serve the homeless. You're a role model to your brother, I understand. Nicely done, sir. And your community and your team, and for others here at Teens with a Purpose as well. You've overcome a lot of things. Congratulations. Here's my personal message to you real quickly. My personal message is embrace any challenge head on. Identify mentors and strong role models, latch onto them, and keep them. Continue to help and nurture others. Never give up. Never give up. Be sure to give it your all. Share what you've learned so others can learn both from your mistakes and from your successes. Listen to your mom. I assure you she's right more than she isn't. And above all, stay resilient, believe in possibilities, but most importantly, believe in you. Congratulations, Jill.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Nakaya Barnett Watson. You were 16 years old when you first experienced being in an unhealthy relationship, and 17 years old when you found out that you were going to be a first-time mom. Even with this adversity, you kept your head high and committed to completing high school. Without the support of your father, you received the necessary therapy services needed to get the root cause of your issues, and you persevered. I too had to navigate a terrain of an environment and a community that was not totally conducive to achieving the level of success that I had set for myself. I've always had an affinity for the arts and performance, and having grown up in rural Smithfield, Virginia, other than the high school classroom, we didn't have a governor's magnet school, nor a safe and creative place to practice our craft. So much like you, I had to rely on my own strength and abilities and navigate a path to practice and performance that resulted in some level of success. Nakaya, as a result of your efforts and strength, you were able to volunteer through the Oak Foundation. You served as a manager of Auntie Anne's and was a 2021 Booker T. Washington High School graduation class speaker. Currently, you attend Tidewater Community College studying dental hygiene. Your determination, zest for life, despite your own struggles, your continued efforts to encourage and inspire other young people make the perfect recipient for this award. You make the perfect recipient for this award. Therefore, I gladly present to you the 2021 MoveMaker Award. Let's give her a hand.
Congratulations again to Salma, Jalen, and Nakia. So at this time, we'd like to bring up three of our other move makers, Trinity Lloyd, Future Williams, and Antonio Watts, so they can get their shine on the stage as well.
Come on out, take the nether bow, stand there and let them see you. We forgot right there, right there, right there. Yes. You saw them on screen, but you didn't get to acknowledge them and let them receive their awards. So we want to present them with their awards in this moment. to stay there longer, you can. No. Come on, we can clear the stage. I'm going to hand the mic back. Clap for them again. Yes. And all the other move makers, please do not feel any kind of way because we have the same things for you, more awards and some other things that you're going to love. But we just had time to acknowledge a certain few in front of the stage. So I'm going to turn the mic back over to our host for the evening.
All right, so this organization is called Teens with a Purpose, and the key word in that is teens. I'm looking out in the audience. A lot of you look very young and are young, but we are not teens anymore. And so the organization partly runs because of adults. So important to keep everything organized, everything running. And I have the pleasure of introducing Emeka and Daquan, who will present to you our Adult Move Maker of the Year.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Makoni Rumba, staff member here at Teens with a Purpose. And
say your name. My name is Daquan.
Yes. And we want to just take a moment to shout out and give love to our Adult Move Maker of 2021, Mr. Lloyd Codwell. Yes, Mr. Lord, if you're in attendance, please come on down. That's right, you. Yes, yes. If I can just briefly say a few words about our brother Lloyd. Lloyd Caldwell is a native son of Newport News, Virginia, who's graduated from Woodside High School in the class of 2007, joined the armed forces as a security forces member in 2008, has served 2 overseas tours in Kuwait and Afghanistan. In 2014, he crossed over into the Air National Guard, serving as a structural engineer. He's helped out with large humanitarian missions, constructing school facilities in the jungles of El Salvador. He's done a lot of amazing things. He's a great guy. This guy, Lord, man, I could tell you the word about him, but he is a graduate of Old Dominion University, an amazing engineer, an amazing man who loves to spend his time working with our teens in our garden, and also too, yes, clap it up for him. Clap it up for him. He's there every Saturday with all the snacks, all the love, all the mentorship, and yes, great man. And lastly, he spends on his free time when he's not with us, he's either riding his motorcycle, working out, boxing, or spending the time of his life with the love of his life. Miss Sharia Grant. Yes. He is a prayer answered by his beloved grandmother, Miss Cleo Blackman, and he honorably serves his creator. Give it up for our brother, Lloyd Codwell, the 2021 Adult Move Maker of the Year. Get up for Lloyd.
Whose idea was this? Whose idea was this? Hey, I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
We'll take a real quick picture.
I'll be here for your photo. We love you.
Love you, Lord.
All your teenagers, I'm not getting you out there. I'm jumping in your picture too.
Here we go. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Good evening, everyone. You all look so beautiful. Thank you to all of our gala presenters. Thank you, Deputy City Manager Dolores Pace from the City of Norfolk, as well as Stephanie Walters, our beautiful host and MC for the night. Those who don't know me, I'm Michelle Sims. I'm the marketing. Thank you. I'm the marketing and administrative director at Teens with a Purpose. I have the honor and privilege of spending my days doing great work with an awesome organization. Um, and I just want to say that everything was truly beautiful tonight, right? We got to meet some wonderful young people, some artists, some overcomers, some overachievers. Um, but the night is not over. We still have a lot left on the program. But before we head out to Hubert's Court, I just want to encourage you all to give a gift, donate. Your heart will tell you what amount you can give. We have envelopes that will be passed out by our volunteers from Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity. Or you can text to give to 251-315-8143. And you can hand the envelopes back to one of the volunteers on your way out, as well as some of our young people who are volunteering tonight. And I also want to just encourage you all and connect you with our online audience. We did stream this event, so we're going to be showing you all some of our friends who've been joining us online. They want to wave to everyone and greet all the MoveMakers. So as soon as they have that up, we will show it. While they're doing that, I want to also let you know we have our magazine digital this year. So all you will receive a link that has our digital zine. In there, we have all of our MoveMakers. We also have our auction online this year. So when you go into Hubert's Court, you'll see some items displayed, but anyone can participate because it's all online this year. So, all right. You can take me off the screen. Hey, everyone. These are just some of our friends who are joining us online. We have parents of MoveMakers, we have board members, we have community partners, and some presenters. So we just wanted to say hi, and they wanted to say hi to you all.
So proud of all of you.
Thank
you, Michelle. That concludes the formal portion of our program. At this time, we ask that you all head to Hubert's Court where the MoveMakers are waiting for you. Have your cameras ready. Please do not forget about the silent auction. Remember, all the proceeds are going back to Teens with a Purpose, and enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you.